aujourd'hui. Venix TV, en collaboration avec Job Mukadi Ministry, vous invite à la grande soirée de guérison en direct sur la page Facebook de Venix TV, sur YouTube et sur Zoom. Nous vous invitons à vous connecter le vendredi 11 février 2022 à partir de 18h, heure de Londres, et 19h, heure de Paris. Hôte de la soirée, évangéliste Jean-Claude Yalala. Orateur principal, le docteur Job Mukadi de l'Église en mission au Royaume-Uni. Si vous avez besoin d'une prière personnelle en direct, veuillez vous connecter sur le lien Zoom qui s'affiche sur votre écran. Zoom Meeting identifiant 8 4 1 3 0 9 0 5 8 7, passcode EV5FV. Soyez nombreux à vous connecter à cette soirée spéciale miracle et guérison sur Venix TV, car Jésus-Christ te guérit aujourd'hui. Merci et que le Seigneur vous bénisse.
Hi guys, welcome to Red Flag Talk Show. I'm your host Jonathan. So I'm here with the ACACIA Church Youth Group. We are based here in Manchester on 3 Moselle Street on M88HY. So here on Red Flag, we are going to talk upon what it is, Christ-centered relationship in the hope that it will lead to marriage. So obviously, as we are aware, we're in the month of February, and within the month of February, we have this, it is a month of romance, and there's this thing called St. Valentine's Day. Now, what the world promotes it as a day of love and portraying it to leading for, let's say, of lust or of sexual immorality, or in the sense of adultery or sex before marriage. So here on Red Flag, what we're going to do is we're going to talk upon 3 stages of where the first stage, it is the dating stage of a relationship, and the second part is the engagement, and the third part is of marriage. So where we're on our first series, which is Red Flag, which is where the dating stage, before when you meet the person that you're talking to, in the hope that we are going to discuss on the difficulties and the challenges that we'll face concerning the relationship. So let's say the red flags that may arise. So here with me today, we are with the ACACIA Church Youth leaders. Here we have Megan to my left, and we have Jenny, we have Sedif, and also we have Jafet. How are you guys today?
All good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All good?
Yes.
Is there anything to add? Yeah. So in terms of Christ-centered relationship, what does that ring a bell to you then, can I say?
Just basically abstaining before marriage, I would
Yes.
say.
Yes. And considering to you guys?
It means following the stages and the steps that are taught within the Bible themselves.
Yeah.
Everything that you base within a relationship, you have to follow and lead by examples that were led within the Bible.
Okay. So now when we say red flag, what's the first thing that comes to your head? In terms of red flags in relationships. So red flag, what would you say comes to mind?
First red flag would be someone that wants to date but is not interested in marriage.
Okay. So someone that wants to date that's not interested into marriage. So Jafet, what could you say in terms of a red flag?
Red flag, someone who doesn't believe in Christ. That's
Okay.
a red flag.
So it's a red flag. So these things are particular red flags for when you're getting to know someone, when you're talking stage, we're in hope that it will lead to marriage. Okay, so our first red flag today, for when the Bible says in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14, the Bible says, do not be unequally yoked. What does that ring a bell to you guys?
Initially, from that, you also have to refer back to Corinthians 13 from verse 4 to 5.
Okay.
Equally yoked is you have to be on the same level. Because within a relationship, you have to have the understanding of you're both not superior. It's not man being the alpha male and female being the submissive. You have to have that equal understanding and that level of, communication. Because from Corinthians 13, from chapters 4 to 5, it teaches us that with love, love doesn't hold any anger. Love isn't something that should be looked at as something that, okay, because I'm the man, you have to follow me. That's not the case.
Yeah.
So I feel like in this day and age, the relationship side of things when it comes to the Bible, people should lead by that example because it makes their lives a lot easier.
So then would you say, is it a red flag if you have to compromise in terms of your belief system? So is it a red flag if the person doesn't believe in God?
It's a red flag if you are a Christian and follow Christian teachings. I think being with someone that does not believe in God, in your same God, it will be difficult for you to have the same vision in life. There are certain things that you can compromise on, such as maybe not living in Manchester and living in Rochdale instead, but there are certain things that we cannot compromise on, and I think faith is the main thing, because Christ should be at the center of all things.
Now you see within today that people say, okay, yes, they say God, but perhaps in different religions they say, oh no, I believe in a God, so all gods are the same God. Is that true? Could you say? Let's say if the person says, oh, I believe in God also, but it's not Jesus Christ, because
that is a difficult... Well, personally, I don't believe in that. Obviously, not to seclude anyone that does, but, from my beliefs, I believe there is one God, and I would prefer to date someone that has the same belief as me, so believing in the one God, and that's why I feel like discernment as well with your partner is very important, because when you say equally yoked, it's also mentally. I also believe financially.
Okay.
In certain aspects, certain different aspects. So I do believe that you need to be equally yoked with discernment as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to believing in God.
Yeah. Does everyone agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Why?
I feel like we shouldn't discriminate in relation to which God that they believe in, as long as it's some sort of God, because whether or not it's a different God, it's still kind of the same teachings. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to discern yourself from that and be like, oh,
I wouldn't say it's the same
not similar, but not the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially like that. But it's like if your soulmate might not be Christian, or if they don't believe in God.
Okay.
Our roles in this life is to guide those to believe in God.
Okay, so
do you know what I mean?
In the sense where Sadiq is saying, at the moment where, let's say, you meet someone and perhaps the person, to him it's not a red flag if at that point where they don't believe in God, but through them he can be the channel in which leading them to believe.
What if it ends up being a waste of time?
Well, there's no such thing as waste of time. You can either learn from it or grow from it.
True.
Either way.
But the time you can't get back though.
You can't get back, but you gain knowledge.
God will always repay you.
God will always...
Exactly.
But when you said about they're all the same.
Yeah.
God, I don't believe that, because I was talking to someone who believes in God and who said that Jesus Christ is Angel Gabriel.
Yeah, even for instance...
And that's not the same discernment.
No.
So... Exactly, so we can't, you have
it's kind of a grey area, isn't it? But for me personally, I don't think it's a red flag.
So that for you is not a red flag, but you would take the initiative. Let's say, okay, it's okay, I will continue to get to know you, and then through me, perhaps, that you lead to get to know God.
Of course.
But what if the challenge is too hard or difficult for you?
I know it will be difficult for me because, as I always say, I'm not Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
I cannot build anyone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I think when you pray to God and you ask them what kind of partner you want, I believe that God will send me the right person who will also have the same belief system that I have. I don't think we have to think all the same.
Yeah.
That's not possible at all. But I do believe that God will not give me a challenge that is too hard for me or over my capacity of doing.
But you know, sometimes God sends you an unfinished product for you to finish it.
Would you say a person is a finished product?
No one's a finished product. In my thing, I don't believe no one is finished. But you can. It's weird because like you can make each other perfect for each other.
Yes.
No one's perfect, but you can make each other perfect for each other, sort of thing. But that's what I'm saying. So when I say finished product, you can complete that.
Okay, let's take the aspect from the scriptures where Solomon now, right? So Solomon, he prayed. God told him, "Ask of me anything, and I'll give it to you." And he prayed and asked God for wisdom. So he's a man of discernment. He was able to discern and whatnot. And he's the man who built the temple for God. But if we've seen Solomon's outcome, where he had 700 concubines and 300 wives, and where his heart was led away because the women in which that he followed, that they went and he built altars for their idols or their gods in which that he serves. Now, at that point in time, we could say, yes, it was not a red flag for Solomon. He thought that, okay, I can overcome them. Through them, they will lead to get to know God. But it was his heart who went away. Okay, so let's go deeper into it. So Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. The Bible says in which that God gave an order to Moses, to the children of Israel. It says, do not intermarry or marry any foreigners. Now, in that time, it was because of the fact that the children of Israel, their heart, God did not want them, that their heart will be turned away from him. So he told them to not intermarry with any foreigners because they will follow their gods and their belief system and whatnot. But now today, where you and I, we are believers in Jesus Christ, where the Bible says, for there's no Greek or no Jew. So is it a red flag that the person you're getting to know is not from the same country that you're born?
Absolutely not. That's not a red flag at all. Just the way the world is.
Okay.
We're all different, come from a different country. We live in a multicultural society. Cities, we all speak different languages. I think that obviously culture does determine a lot of things that we do, the food that we eat, but that should enrich us as well. So no, it's not a red flag at all.
Anyone else has anything to add?
I'm with Jenny, not red flag.
No red flag.
Yeah. Different seasons and spices.
Different seasons, spices.
Different
cuisines.
Different cuisines.
So different country.
Yeah, it's from a different country outside of, let's say, you're Congolese. So someone who's not particularly from Congo, for let's say Western Africa, Ghanaian, Nigerian, or we go South African, Zimbabwean, Tanzania.
Personally, it's not for me.
It's not a red flag.
No,
okay.
it's a red flag for me.
It's a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make my life easier.
Okay.
And just stick. With my culture, it's just easier growing up with. I just don't want difficulty.
Yeah. You want to keep it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would it be, for you guys, that is not a red flag? Would it be a red flag for your parents? Because the first thing, like when I told my mom, where I was like, okay, Mom, I've got a potential fiance that I want you to meet. The first thing she asked was she Congolese? And then it goes further into that. It says, what tribe is she from? So there's the tribe aspect. And is it a red flag for your parents, that the person that you are talking to is outside of the Congolese community?
I'm just looking.
It's not a problem. I mean, with my parents, they like anyone, which is a bit weird because like they accept anybody who comes into the family. My brother, his wife, my sister-in-law, she's white as well. So to my parents, essentially, it's not a problem as long as they believe in God and they're respectful. It's perfectly fine.
It can be a red flag, though. It can be.
Yeah, of course.
To your parents.
It's like, I prefer you to marry, like, whether you're Nigerian or whatever. I prefer to marry, people from our culture or from our country. But it's like, because in this day and age, everybody marries everyone. So it's like, it's cool. But I prefer if you want to, sort of thing.
My parents are from different countries, although
Yeah.
very similar. So I think for them to even think it's a red flag would be hypocritical.
Yeah.
So obviously also having children that have a father from a different continent as well. So it's never been an issue with me, honestly. And it wouldn't be an issue for them as long as they're good for me.
Because we know within the tribe where they say, oh, Muluba, or Mukongo, or where in Nigeria it's like Yoruba and Igbo.
It's so funny when you tell the parents, what tribe they're from, Luba?
Because they believe like that particular tribe will act a type a certain way or whatnot. So I don't know for you viewers at home if that's a red flag for you if the person is not from the country that you were raised in. I don't know, but we'd like to hear from you. Comment and let us see what you are saying on that terms. Okay, Songs of Songs chapter 8 verse 8. Now, it is a poetic book. It is a book of wisdom where the reader is writing out saying that our sister has small breast, for where she is not yet mature enough. Now, breasts are a sign of a maturity for when a woman comes to a time of maturity. And so in terms of where it is, maturity comes with age, that we say. So is it a red flag for you, Jafet? I want to go straight to you, Jafet. Is it a red flag for you? Because you're a man, right? Is it a red flag for you if the girl is now older than you? The girl that you're getting to talk to, and now, is it a red flag for you that she's older than you?
No, because it depends on what age we're talking.
In the Bible,
If you're older than me by, let's say, 5 years, okay, that's no.
Yeah.
It's like 1, 2, 3 pushing. Well, I think 1 or 2 is fine. Like, yeah, I don't think it's a red flag because I've dated older women. Like,
okay.
Doesn't the Bible say you shouldn't? I swear in the Bible it says
what? You shouldn't.
Tell them again.
The Bible it says that you shouldn't be doing that.
But in this day and age,
It's not about this day and age.
No, listen, no. In this generation, the younger adults are more mature than. So what can I do?
But then fix your generation, then it's not my fault.
They say,
No.
they say, this is what they say, that women age quicker than men. And also, women tend to mature quicker than men.
True.
So would you feel as though that the girl that you're kind of getting to talk to will kind of baby you then, in a sense, if she sees you that you're younger?
Like, imagine me now, I'm dating someone that's a bit younger than me. I have to wait for them to catch up to my level. But by the time I reach an age where I'm like, yo, I want to get married, like, I'm already gone. I'm already gone. You're still there. You're learning. I already learned that. Like, I already been. Well, again, you can teach them and trying to,
Love is patient.
It is, but how long can you wait? How long has God waited? Time is money, money is time,
Yeah, it's weird because me personally, I always think through age you gain wisdom, don't you? Now, like your first said, 5 years is like, but it's like, it's just, you can't explain it, can you? It's just no. As much as you can educate them and try and help them, that's not our job to help someone. What I've realised with men and women is the older we get, the more options are available. But the older they get...
Wait, hold on.
Wait, say
Wait.
What did you say?
Turned his head.
I need to hear that again. What did you say?
As a man gets older, right, the more options become available in relation to like age. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like a 30-year-old can't be like, oh yeah, I want to get a 20-year-old. Like I just, it's a weird one. Well, just look at it from
more options as in more like age group, like so you can go from 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like with women, they can't go for someone who's like 25 to 40.
But wait, hold on. So let's go to the lady side now.
Yeah, no. I'm not
Is it a
saying
red
you're
flag?
younger than me.
Let's say now, the guy, he texts you, say, hey, Jenny, I want to get to know you.
Right.
Let's get talking. Obviously, I believe in God, just have the same values as you, whatnot, is talking, and now says, okay, how old are you? You say you're 28, and then he says, I am 21. Is it a red flag for you that the guy is younger than you?
Oh, that's way too young.
Okay.
That's way too young. 28, yes, we're all in our 20s, but we all mature in different stages. Even worldly-wise, a 21-year-old, a 28-year-old are not in the same place in life. Most people at 21, they're still trying to figure everything out. I know at 21, I didn't know even what I wanted to do career-wise. What can a 21-year-old really provide for me, a 28-year-old woman? What can they really do for me? True. Or what can I do for them? So I see it based on that. If we're talking about a 26-year-old and a 28-year-old, yes, it's a 2-year age gap difference, but we're still in the same kind of path. Usually a 26-year-old most likely would have already graduated, already in their career. We can work with that, because at the end of the day, it's a 2 years gap. We probably were a 28-year-old, 21-year-old. Were we even in high school together at the time? I don't even think so. I don't even think so. So, no. I think once you get older, the age gap probably doesn't make a difference as much. I think a 40-year-old woman, as a 40-year-old woman, I'll be comfortable dating a 35-year-old man. Because we're all older, we're over 30s, mid-30s, 40s. Most people by then might have bought the first house. They're already well within their career, they're well established. But it's all relative within the age group and the stages of life. But yeah, no 28-year-old woman should be dating a 21-year-old.
Just off the back of that, so Leslie said maturity doesn't have an age. What do you think about that?
It does. It does have.
To some
mature.
To some
I
extent.
think people think because they've been through things in life that they are mature. You're not mature. That was trauma. And you were coping with that trauma.
PTSD.
It's not maturity. It does come with experience. The things that I thought I knew at 24, I didn't know anything up until I turned 28. Age does play a factor in those things. Maybe as you get older, like I said before, like that gap might not be as evident, but especially in our 20s, I think it'll be very evident.
But sometimes it can be experiences as well. For someone like me, I should be, as you said, living my best life sort of thing at my age, but I'm not. I'm not living my best life sort of thing. It's like I've already done that, and I'm at a stage of
let me ask you a question. Yeah. Would you be able to have a conversation with a 21-year-old?
Do you know what it is? I can, and I can also have a conversation with a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Because I'm at like where a 20-year-old mindset is, but I can still relate to a 21-year-old because I'm still kind of in the...
It just depends, because even for me, myself personally, as much as I'm 22, mentally, I'm not. Because with my age group right now, they're all going clubbing, partying. Me personally, it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to stay at home, research, because when you learn things, you can actually age up a lot faster and understand things a lot quicker. With me, when I was 19, I had my own house, I had my own car, all those kind of things. So I don't necessarily agree with what Jenna said in relation to that maturity, but it differs from person to person. So kind of on the same
I'm in the
platform.
middle. I agree with Jenny.
Yeah.
But then as well, like experiences
From your own personal experience, it's different.
Experience.
Not just because we're talking on age, right? Because obviously age is a big factor. So why is it within the Congolese home, let's say within a home, is it okay for a guy to be 30 and not married, and not okay for a woman to be 30 and married? No, because we have to answer these questions, you know what I mean? Because these are the things. So would that be considered, let's say, a red flag to parents, seeing that, okay, you're 30, you're not married, towards like a female, but whereas a male is considered as okay.
I think society's made it that at the age of 30, they've given you a time span. Society's giving you a time span, and it doesn't work like that because everyone has individual experiences. I'd say as well, life, the way we want it to work, it's not going to work like that. Bible says. You know, what was it saying? You will walk one way, but God determines. But God determines our steps.
Unto the Lord, and God will determine your steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Wait.
we can't like try and say, oh yeah, by this age I want to do that. You can have expectations for yourself. However, society is really drilling in your mind that by 30 you should have a house, a car, this, that and the other. So I don't think.
So what would your advice to, let's say, someone, the viewers that's listening to us now and they're 30 and they feel as though that they're under pressure in terms of the family?
My love.
It's not over yet.
Not over yet.
If menopause is not kicked in.
It's what it is.
You're a baby. You just started life. Literally, like, you listen, the 30s are the new 20s, especially with this pandemic. It feels like we all lost 3 years of our life.
I'm still 22.
Listen, you're still probably 26 mentally while you're... But I will say though, I do find sometimes a red flag when I see like, maybe like, let's say a 36-year-old that apparently has it all together. That has it all together. Like, hold on, you're 36... You have the house, you have the car.
Is this a man or a woman?
A man.
There you go.
You have
that one, I agree.
Yeah, you have the career. You have it all.
Yeah.
But you're not married, and you're 36. I'm not
and
saying.
You're still looking.
I would just say, because what I'm trying to say is that you have everything that a woman wants. You know, CV wise, you have everything. Your CV
he ticks the box.
He ticks all the boxes on paper.
On paper.
Maybe the girl that comes and doesn't tick their boxes.
No, but like
there's something wrong with him.
I'm getting there, isn't it? Like
God.
you tick all the boxes, but you only had maybe 1-2 serious relationships, and you haven't really had serious relationships for a long time. I will start to wonder, okay, why are you single? I will start to. That's the question that I would ask. But I will think that both men and women, we all have to ask ourselves questions, like that we do have to question, and not as soon as you meet someone and they tick all your boxes, oh my god, this is the man of my life, this is the woman of my life. It's really, you have to really take it slow and really ask God for like, is this the person for me?
So whereas Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph at the age of 16, now within our day and age, people seem to get married at a later stage. Why do you think that may be the cause? No, I'm just saying, because obviously them times is like 16.
Because nobody is mature enough. As simple as that. Our generation is washed. Let me tell you that now.
See,
washed.
Your generation.
The Gen Z,
do you know
especially
what?
Our generation.
Wow.
I don't know.
All generations are washed, to be honest.
In the water, but I'm seeing people pregnant at 18, 19. They're trying to get married at that age, and I'm like, you don't even finish uni, my guy. Like,
to be fair, it's been like that back in the day anyway. I think it's just a thing of maturity. Like,
now
we're not
it's just
like a person. Okay, cool. Back in the day, they could have like 3 kids at like 23, but they're screwed up. But now in this generation,
they're not.
But you know what?
I don't know what it is.
I don't even think it's that. Capitalism. Listen, in 1997, I was reading this thread, and all the people were saying, let's talk the truth about how much we bought our houses for. And then they were saying that in 1997 someone bought a house and they put down a £50 deposit. You can't do it in this day and age. Things are a lot harder, things are a lot more expensive. Our gas and electricity prices are going up in April.
The thing is, I get that, but it still comes to like maturity at the end of the day. Like, it's
But does it not come to personnel, do you not think?
A lot of people,
like the person.
Yeah. Just off the back of what you said, I did some research and I found out that like £50 for a house, the way that houses have increased over the years, if we compare it to how much our wages would increase by, minimum wage would be £30.
Yes.
Which is a proven, right? Now, if let's say you're in like 30, you've got a house, you've got a car, all these things for the guy, and he's not in a relationship, you're going to start questioning like, why aren't you married, which is correct. But I personally feel as if that when it comes to finding somebody, especially for guys, like I mentioned before for Proverbs 18, chapter 22, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? From that saying, you have to divulge deeper into it to try and understand it. Nowadays, people think to get married, you have to have the ring. No. It's not the presence of a ring that makes you a wife. It's the character.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yes, word.
Some girls nowadays, they walk in the spirit of a girlfriend, but they want to get married.
Jeez, Louise. I know you've been there.
Walks in what? Sorry.
Walks in the spirit of a girlfriend, but wants to be married.
Ooh. So what spirit should be walking into?
I disagree. What spirit is that? What's the spirit of a wife?
The spirit, you're here, you cook for the man, he's not even your man yet.
Yeah, you make a house or something that's not.
Yeah, it's not even your house. And you're here, you've got your toothbrush and everything.
I disagree. I actually disagree. I don't believe in that because, you know, people say, apart from obviously the sexual relationship part, obviously that, you know, within Christianity, that will be fornication, right? Apart from that, there's nothing wrong with doing things as a girlfriend, I would say. Then how would you know if that person is perfect for you? Or I'm not gonna cook for that guy because he's not my husband.
How would you know if she's a good cook?
How would you know if he's a good cook?
Okay.
Or maybe the guy's saying, no, I'm not gonna fix your car because you're not my wife, so it's not my duty to fix that. How do you know if that guy is a great?
No, but if you do
How do you
too
know?
much, but if you do too much, yeah, some guys will take advantage. You're giving them
Of course, yeah.
wifey material.
Within reason, as we were saying in it, do not put credit down for a man in it. Like obviously, do not lend him 250k,
especially overdraft.
Within reason. But imagine you're stranded somewhere and you call in the person that you're dating. Can you help me? And they will say, "Oh, I can't do that because she's not my wife. I'm walking the spirit of husband." Like, imagine, like
obviously to a certain extent.
Then you would understand that that's not the person you want. Because obviously, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should always put your 100% towards it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because with people nowadays, they have this misconception of a relationship is 50-50. It's not. It's 100-100. Because
course.
you've got to think of, if they're not feeling right, sometimes that day they might give you 20%. That doesn't mean you then give them 80. You still give them 100% until they can get to that 100% stage.
So what's left for marriage?
For marriage?
So if let's say you show yourself to every single guy you're dating 100.
That shows your character. That shows you are genuine. Don't say I'm not going to do this because I'm not your wife.
No, but to a certain extent, I'm not going to show every man I'm dating 100%.
First day 50, second day 60. As it goes, and there's the 80 marriage, the whole 100.
Yeah, exactly. Like something like that. I don't think we should be giving
so
all
over time. Then you
over time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, be yourself, be your genuine self. Obviously within reason. Do not hide everything, because I think at a certain point that could go around manipulation at the same time. But you know, you have to practice discernment over everything, isn't it?
And just
within
pray.
discernment and within reason as well. And well,
so we touched on a topic there. We're gonna go to it, but before that, we need let's answer this. In a family home, I feel as though, not just me, but like a lot of like friends and whatnot, because I've done like a little survey of the background checks and whatnot. Girls feel as though that it's the females who are prepared for marriage within a home and not the male.
We are groomed.
Say that again. It's the female.
Females are prepared for marriage and not men who are prepared for marriage.
I think it's
it's more so where like the
70%.
background from girls, what they predominantly say within the family home. Domestic. Within the family home, they feel as though that where the parents will focalize to prepare the female for marriage and not so much about the male.
absolutely. I think especially in African households, I think we can all relate. You know, especially if you're the first daughter in an African household. We were socialized from young to know how to cook. Oh, you better know how to cook. So cook in and all that, you know.
She brought out
But yeah, I mean, everything, or like, you need to know how to clean, because what will you do once you get married? Like, we are groomed and socialized to do everything for marriage. For example, me, I was the first child and the first daughter as well, and then I had two brothers and another sister 12 years later. The way I was raised and the way my brothers were raised, it's
Different.
not the same.
Okay.
We had the same two parents. We all have the same mom, same dad, but we were not socialized the same.
Why is that though different?
I think it comes with culture as well. Culture, the women are more domestic. We are raised to be nurturing as well. We were raised to be motherly. If I had to babysit, I was the one that had the duty to babysit, change the nappies of the children that came over, cook for everyone.
But why is it different between you and then your sister, for example? Because
my sister, who's 12 years old, was raised the same way I was raised. For example, my sister had the same duties that I had, but my brothers that are older did not have the same duties. That the expectations that my mom would have for my sister were not the same expectation that my brothers had.
I think I'll get to that at that point. I'll get to that. But I think, Megan, you said the two different. Why is that?
It's different because I think as African parents, they eventually get tired of like, okay, you're not going to listen, right then leave it, you're going to suffer yourself in your own marriage. Don't come to me with the receipt. Oh, here's your daughter back. But
a refund.
A refund, like give me a refund, I paid for this. So I think there's a difference from me and my little sister because there's certain things that I can do that she can't do. And there's even a difference from my older sister because there's certain things that she has, like aspects and characteristics she has that I don't have. So I think also you could say, like, you know, when you're learning, it's your first child, so you're going to be hardcore on that one. Then your second child, right, what did I not do with this one? I need to do with this one. And then it keeps going.
But do you think it should be the same principle all the way through?
Okay, so then on the guys, is it a red flag for you? Because Jenny mentioned in terms of where, like, you have to be able to cook for your man and X, Y, Z and O. Is it a red flag for you if the girl can't cook?
No.
Yeah. I'll touch on one
So
thing.
different things.
He wanted to touch on the thing.
So reason why it's like not so hard on the guy, because one thing is like, I think as parents, it's like when you have a daughter, you treat them as a queen. You're handing your daughter to the family. It's like it's a big deal. It's like it's a big deal because it's like, oh my, because I think a fatherly and a daughterly like kind of love and bond is different to a guy to guy. Like I could see my son, yo, it's alright, man. Like with my daughter, it's like, yo, like, nah, this is my queen, this is my princess. Like, nah, I need to shape her to be like absolutely like this. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like when you hand it to the family, it's like, yo, here's the end product. Take care of it. If not. You know what I mean? But it's one of them. So, but as a guy, it's more like kind of laid back in a way. It's like, yeah, you just have to, you know, bring the money, do this, do that, do that. So, that's all it, you know what I mean?
So then is it a red flag for you? Because where she was raised up, say you have to be able to cook and whatnot, and if she cannot cook,
I'm sorry. I am sorry. Yeah, I am so sorry.
Listen
it's
out,
a red
ladies
flag
out
for
there.
me.
Listen
A key to a man's heart is food.
A key to my heart is food too. I like
Don't
food
get me
too.
wrong, Jenny. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can say it's a red flag for me because I can cook. Do you know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah, if it's in that way.
if it's in that way,
Yeah.
I can't say, a woman I have to cook her because, you know what I mean? I can cook too, but in the kitchen,
Can you
like,
not
it's
teach
60-40.
her though?
It's 60-40.
Can you not teach her though?
I can.
You see,
I know
my
I can.
problem.
No,
Patience.
no, I can.
I don't know. I completely
Me too,
disagree because in this day and age, we all working, we all went to uni, we all have our own businesses, we are all making money. We shouldn't do this thing where women have that double shift. Have you ever heard of the double shift that women do? You have to go work to your 9 to 5. You come home, clean, cook or whatever. Do all
but
that.
does she at least need to know the basics? So
Everyone should.
Onion, garlic, basics.
For me, if you don't know how to cook, it's cool. You can learn, right?
Yeah.
Me personally, I feel like I don't want
You're
my
not
wife
having
to come home and then have to cook for me. I want to be able to cook for her, let's say on a Friday or on Christmas.
I'm with
do
that.
something for her.
I'm with that, yeah. But I'm like, you also have to be able to cook, because let's say how my rule is kind of like, okay, in the kitchen, 60-40. When we're going out, I'm going to take care of you. Like, I'm paying for stuff. Do you get me?
Are you working 60-40 outside though? or are you both doing 9 to 5s? This is how I see it. Like, there's no point of doing a double shift.
Okay.
Imagine, you went to work, you did your 9 to 5 or whatever. Your manager was stressing you. You come home. Your husband also comes home, but he sits in the chair, watches
it's nothing
TV.
like that. It's nothing like that. So I'm gonna be like, oh, long day from work. Cool, I got you. It's like that. But like,
That's once a month.
Literally. But Jenny, hear this, yeah? What if you both can't cook, you got a child, what are you doing? Takeaway. Or even if, forget the child, you both can't cook, what are you doing?
Why can't you?
Takeaway.
You both learn, or you both go on the school of YouTube.
That food,
or you both go take out.
So, Jafet,
Listen, YouTube
what advice
people.
can you give to the 16-year-old, 18-year-old? You're at home, your mom's telling you, come learn how to cook, and she's like, nah. What advice you could give to them?
Let me, for me, this is my opinion.
Because for you,
This
it
is
was a
my
red
opinion.
flag. Yeah, this is your opinion.
This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like having a cooking skill is a quality that men like love to see. Like, it's like, yo, like I've had it many times, like in a group chat. The boys are like, yo, my girl just cooked for me. It was nice, and the feeling of like I remember like back in the day where obviously my boys came down, and then the person I was with, they was cooking and the food was nice. The feeling of your people coming to you saying, yo, you see your girl, see your wife. Oh, her cooking was banging. That feeling there's like, I got the right one. So it's like that quality there holds like so much value, and to your parents as well, they'll be like, yeah, and or even when you go to marry, they will always ask if the lady can cook because they want to make sure that their son is in the right hands. He's not starving. The kid's not starving. So
So then,
learn the basics. I'm just saying, learn the basics. Learn the basics.
Okay,
learn
the basics.
Men and women.
Men and women.
Cooking is a basic life skill.
cleaning is a basic life
Especially
skill.
when
Thank you.
That
you
as
talk
well.
to a girl, right? And she goes, "Oh yeah, I can cook." I'm like, "Okay, well done. You're an adult."
You're an adult. Exactly. It's literally a life skill.
It's a life skill.
It's a life skill. It's a basic life skill that
You know how to do
everybody.
it if you can't.
The same way you should know how to clean because you should clean after
If you don't know how
yourself.
to cook, there's my mama now YouTube. Lamba. You can go on YouTube. You can learn that everything is
Hello Fresh.
available. Yeah, Hello Fresh. Everything is available except from Hello Fresh. Everything is available
So
these
Jafet
days.
touched on the fact where he was like, okay, so when when our son goes off to get married, we don't want it as if though that he's starving. Now, okay, that thing where there's this thing where in the scriptures there was a woman called Rebecca. Now the mother of twins, Esau and Jacob. She raised them up both. She showed favor towards Jacob. When it came to a time when the fathers to go to bless Esau, who's the eldest child, her mother was like, "Go, Jacob, come, so you can go get the blessing, dressed like Esau to go get the dressing." So in our day and age, we would say that Jacob was a mommy's boy. Am I right? So is it a red flag for you ladies if the guy is a mom? I didn't even finish this.
Red flag.
Eh?
Red flag.
Red flag.
I don't know.
Red flag.
I've never
A
experienced
mommy's
it.
boy.
Because listen, for me, my first love was my mom. You know what I
I
mean?
think it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but is it a red flag? Now there's a certain extent of mommy's boy.
Yeah, I
you
don't
love your
know.
mom, and then there's everything, mommy.
Imagine the guy saying, that smell reminds me of my mum, or that thing reminds me. I'm like, yo, relax.
Oh my
man.
God! Exactly.
Relax.
It's a red flag.
Yeah.
Because people like that, everything that you would do, they'll compare it to their mom, and I don't kind of like them kind of codependency things where like you compare everything to your mom. Like you can't marry your mom.
Innit?
You can't marry your mom. Like
But then again, though, for guys, I don't know about you guys, me personally, the woman that I want is gonna somehow reflect how my mum took care of me or the love that I received from my mum. Do you know what I mean? So that covers all grounds in relation to cooking, the affection and love that she gives you. Me, I'm not gonna say I'm a mummy's boy, but I love my mum to bits. When I used to,
I've seen a couple of testimonies that Siddiq about his mum, right?
I love my mum.
Hey, so do you love your mum, Megan?
Me, I love my mom.
I love my mum too.
But don't bring that
Is
into
it-
the.
Is it a red flag? But let's say for you, Jafet, then you're a
It shows
guy,
respect.
right?
Yeah.
It shows
So-
respect.
I know it shows respect, but in terms of where he's a mummy, so I watched the documentary,
What's
right,
mommy's point?
on Orthodox, right, on Orthodox on Netflix. Now this guy was married in arranged marriage, and everything that went on, even in the bedroom, he went back to tell
Hey,
his
mama,
mom.
yeah.
No.
That's a problem.
That one there is a problem.
That's a problem.
It's a huge problem.
He needs to
Because
fix
that-
himself. Yeah, he does.
He needs church.
He needs.
Therapy, church,
Innit? The whole
counselling,
lot for it.
everything.
Everything.
You don't do that.
No,
Nah.
no.
No,
So
that's
that's
disgusting.
particular mommy's boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna show me the old tricks and that. You don't want that. Nah, we don't want that.
Right, just because of time, right? One last question. Psalms 127, the Bible says, if the Lord doesn't build, the builders build in vain. So in terms of, say, is a relationship, let's say at the beginning that you're talking to a person, is it a red flag if God is not building the relationship?
Can be, yeah.
Now this person ticked the boxes. It's good to you. You guys vibe with everything. You guys are building this thing together.
Big red flag that. That's a big red
Is it a red flag if God's not building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially me being a pastor's son. It's like, I want to go to church every Sunday with my wife. You know, I don't want to go there by myself. Just, nah.
We see it a lot as well in our churches, don't we? Like a lot of you see a lot of the mothers will come, but their husbands are not
They
there.
don't have the skill of manipulation that we have these days. You know? We can manipulate in a good way. I'm saving a soul to
Toxic.
take my man to church or to start praying just in a good way, not to like enforce it on him, but like healthy manipulation.
Yeah, I think it's a red.
I think that's an oxymoron, Megan. You know? I think that's an oxymoron, babe.
It can be a red flag.
Yeah.
Imagine like, especially like spiritual battles as a as
true.
Collectively together, yeah.
Like you both have to be like, you know, equal and togetherness. Like, because if it's unbalanced, then the devil can attack the wife or husband, and he's got the husband or wife, and he's, you know, it's hard to kind of balance it out, sort of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, yeah, it needs to be there.
So what advice can you give to those who have started the relationship themselves and they have started to build themselves? Is it too late for them to include God in it? Let's say they started off worldly. Now they want to include Christ into their relationship or their talking stage. Is it too late?
It's never too late.
It's never too late. So give advice to our viewers who are watching from home that they can still include God in their relationship to build.
It's never too late. You can always include God. Start today, not tomorrow, not in 2 days. Start today, include God, you know, be in constant communion with God, and also just do not sign credit for a man that has not married you. Don't do that. Don't lend him 250k. No, don't do that.
Even if
From
he
you
has
guys?
enemies.
I think it's just a case of taking baby steps to all, like, yeah, we say like be Christ-centered, but like don't be straight away like, oh, we have to be, no, like it takes steps. Like today, like even if maybe you're not strong in prayer, maybe today have just a 2 second and it builds to 1 minute, it builds to, so it's literally baby steps to everything. Yeah.
Okay, guys, you heard it here from us here on Red Flag. It's not too late. Perhaps you've started out your relationship that is out. Christ is not in the center and Christ is not the pillar of your relationship. it's not too late to include Christ inside of your relationship, of your talking stage. Because your talking stage, it's in the hope that it will lead to engagement. Engagement will lead in the hope to go to marriage. So from here to us today, guys, that's it from us from Red Flag, the talk show. Firstly, I would like to thank the Venice TV for the platform that he has given us for us to come before you today. And also we'd like also to thank our pastor, Pastor Gilles Dongala of the Church of ACACIA here in Manchester. And also I would like to thank you at home, the viewers who have logged on, who's connected, who has shared, who has commented. I hope it was beneficial and also a help for you. And I would also like you, if you can go in terms of where to connect to our Instagram page, which is ACACIA Youth, so that you are able to follow up any content and any upcoming events that we have. Now, really, unfortunately, I'm sorry we have to postpone this Saturday's Red Flag, which was a live audience talk show, because of the building, because within our building the times were restricted. So we hope to reschedule this, and we hope to see you there, and we want to hear from you. What is your red flag? And we also have a podcast that you can also listen to on Spotify. We will share the link also on our Instagram page. So guys, really, I'd like to thank you all and for tuning in on our talk show, Red Flag. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Ciao, Mama.
Voilà, je suis le pasteur Gilles Dongala de APOSTOLIC Church of ACACIA. Là, nous avons vu nos jeunes, comment ils sont défendus valablement par rapport à ces grands thèmes qui est Red Flag. Alors, nous allons continuer à faire ces shows à peu près chaque mois une fois par mois, de telle manière que nous puissions éduquer nos enfants par rapport à cette culture européenne qu'ils sont en train de suivre. Que l'Éternel vous bénisse. Merci pour votre support spirituel et matériel. Et je crois que si vous avez aimé l'Église est placée sur l'avenue Moussel, le numéro 3. Et le postcode, c'est le M88HY. Nous sommes là chaque dimanche à partir de 15h. Et Dieu vous bénisse abondamment. Le mercredi prochain, nous revenons pour nos programmes habituels. Et avant que je ne puisse finir cette émission, j'aimerais encore inviter une personne par rapport à ce qui va se passer le vendredi ici sur place avec le docteur Job Moukadi. Jésus continue à guérir jusqu'à maintenant. Que Dieu vous bénisse et que, guys, I love you so much. Well done. Et que Dieu vous bénisse.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Jésus-Christ guérit aujourd'hui. Venix TV, en collaboration avec Job Moukadi Ministry, vous invite à la grande soirée de guérison en direct sur la page Facebook de Venix TV, sur YouTube et sur Zoom. Nous vous invitons à vous connecter le vendredi 11 février 2022 à partir de 18h, heure de Londres, et 19h, heure de Paris. Hôte de la soirée, évangéliste Jean-Claude Yalala. Orateur principal, le docteur Job Moukadi de l'Église en mission au Royaume-Uni. Si vous avez besoin d'une prière personnelle en direct, veuillez vous connecter sur le lien Zoom qui s'affiche sur votre écran. Zoom Meeting identifiant 8413090587, passcode EV5FV. Soyez nombreux à vous connecter à cette soirée spéciale miracle et guérison sur Venix TV, car Jésus-Christ te guérit aujourd'hui. Merci et que le Seigneur vous bénisse.